businesses are feeling much more optimistic about things. So the big challenge they face is revenues. That's always an uncertainty. I think as the economy continues to grow and their optimism is reflecting it, that challenge will be manageable. The second big challenge that they all identify is trying to find workers with the right skills. So companies are having to do things to attract workers, increase pay, develop in-house training programs, offer coverage of health insurance for those who didn't need to, and finally, to meet the challenges that they can see coming as they become more optimistic and are pretty convinced that the business is going to continue to recover, they need the staff levels to meet that business. So they're having to go out and hire. And businesses are going to be finding it's going to get more and more competitive as they try to find the right workers for their jobs. So all very promising, because these are all symptoms of an economy that's growing, and a realization that it's growing, and a realization that they need to be better set up for it. Maybe they've been a little guarded in the last several years because they weren't quite sure this was happening. Now it's becoming more obvious. And so it's good news for everybody, good news for business, and good news for workers. Frankly, I don't think there's a lot going on. We're kind of divided in Washington. But what we'll find interesting from our survey is, for a while, businesses were flagging regulatory challenges as a very big obstacle. This year, they are telling us that it's becoming less of an issue for them, probably not because the regulations are going away, but because maybe they're getting used to it, and partly because as they become more confident in their own business outlook, those promise of better business is helping to offset concerns about more regulation. So I would be surprised if we would see major changes on the regulatory front right now that would affect the business community, the small business community. Frankly, the technology is displacing a lot of routine work, but the businesses that are touched by that more are the businesses that have more complex manufacturing processes, for example. If you're running a small business, a restaurant, food services, other kinds of services, the technical challenges of those kinds of jobs are not as complicated as they are for bigger businesses. But I think technology is a real plus for small businesses because it's allowing them to reach a broader audience more efficiently, more cost-effective way, and it's also giving them ways to understand how consumers see their business, how they respond if they're in the service business. So technology is transforming a lot of businesses, large and small, and I think for small businesses, it's really more of a positive than a disruptive force because it is displacing jobs and it's contributing to this mismatch of jobs and the proper skills for those jobs. But for small businesses, it's helping them to run their operations more efficiently. You can find more information from our survey by going to chase.com/business leaders outlook.